Good morning. Welcome to Plans to Prosper. My name is Christina. This will just simply be the start of a conversation that we'll pick up again tomorrow, because today is Saturday. Today is the Sabbath. So today I take a deep breath and I rest. But I wanted to come out to my garden. I've been checking on them pretty regularly because of the 3 plants I told you about that I was concerned about. I'm sorry, 4 plants. The large tomato plant that my husband purchased, as well as the 2 strawberry plants and the cucumber. So while I'm sipping my tea, I thought I'd come back out and just look with fresh eyes. I gave them a little bit of an extra spritz of water last night. So I'm looking at the cucumber right now. There are no leaves. I'm starting to wonder if maybe something ate it. I don't know if it's going to make it, but the stem is still green. I don't know. I don't know yet. Jury's out. But what I can tell you is, excuse me, the tomato plant that I had next to the strawberries kept falling over on top of one of the watermelon plants and crushing it. Now the watermelon plant looks like it's going to survive. I'm so grateful. What dawned on me is because it's in a cage, nothing's knocking it over except the wind. And we've had a few high wind nights and events. So I have moved her and put her on a drip system. Here, let me just show you real quick. Hold on. There's the cucumber. As you can see, there's a little stem. Oh, let me see if I can use my finger. There's the stem. That's all that's left. There's 2 stems. One's laying on the ground dead, looking like, and then this one here. I'm going to keep giving it a chance. And then as I slowly pan over, there's the watermelon plant that kept getting things dropped on it, but it's looking healthy. I believe it's going to survive. I believe. And up here on the wall, the tomato plant is no longer there. The strawberry plants are. The strawberry plants appear to be making a comeback. I think tomorrow I will cut away any dead leaves, because that will also make it look more promising, because the nice healthy leaves will be there. I am looking desperately for new growth. I'm sorry, the pole got in the way. I'm looking desperately for new growth of leaves. Primarily, any fruit is probably damaged, and that's okay. The marigolds are not doing well. And I really wanted them, and I think maybe what I might do is just pull, I see new growth. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the old dead heads off so that the energy can go towards the new buds. I see what's going on now. I understand. Okay, so the garden's doing well overall. Everything that has been planted seems and appears to be thriving, and that makes me so happy and encouraged. Yes, very encouraged. Okay, I'm going to slowly pan so you don't get dizzy. Okay, and here's the other side. This is where I have my other herbs. The cilantro is doing fantastic. I will be harvesting from the cilantro a little bit later to make some salsa. Yum! Excited about that. I overbought some tomatoes last week when I was meal prepping. Okay, so here's the tomato plant. It's now officially on its own drip system. I did that yesterday. And so I'm praying now that it is stable. Oops, sorry, you're not even looking at it. Now that it is stable, flat on the ground, less likely to be knocked over, and here it is being windy again today. And on its own drip system, I'm believing that it's going to survive. All I've got is my hope and faith, and we'll keep it moving. But as you can see, Betty's been doing really, really good. She has flowers on her, and they're starting to form fruit. Here's a little tiny fruit that's starting to form now that the flower is gone. So she, I believe, is going to show signs of fruit for the first time this year, and I'm really excited. There are my herbs again, doing really, really good. This, as I told you before, is on the drip system, but the drip system's only at the top where the cilantro is. So every now and then I do come through and water the exterior, smaller areas. Another thing I might do is give it a bit of a turn to make sure it's all getting exposure to the sun. Let me turn this back around. So that's kind of where the status of the garden is. Another thing that I did is I did purchase 2 stevia plants, and those are in the main garden bed at the top, zone 1 I call it, and they are doing really well. I'm really excited about them. They arrived much smaller than what I believe was advertised. But that's okay. I got them. They arrived healthy. They arrived strong. So I'm excited about that. So that's kind of where my garden is as of this morning. Oh, yeah, I'm super excited about just being out here and enjoying my garden. And sipping on my tea. Here's my tea. So until tomorrow, I'll see you soon. Bye. Good morning. Today's a big day. Today we are going to apply the feather meal that I purchased to increase the nitrogen in the garden. This is what I purchased. It's 5 pounds of feather meal. Again, that first number represents the nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So this is a huge focus on nitrogen, which I showed you 2 videos ago, I think, that my garden has next to none of, aside from the fish fertilizer that I put down a couple of videos ago. So now to do some math. First, I have to figure out the square footage of my areas, and then based on the recommendation, how much do I put down in each zone. So let's go. Okay, so I did the measuring. Zone 1 for me is 48 square feet. Zone 2 is 28 square feet, and zone 3 is 8 square feet. There's nothing I can do about the wind, so I just hope the audio comes through, and I hope that the camera, aka phone, doesn't keep falling. So I have a total of 84 square feet, and I know how much I'm supposed to apply per 100 square feet. So I'll just reduce that a little and then separate it according to how much I have per zone. So here we go. I decided to take a different approach. Because I'm not preparing the ground for plants, because the plants are already in it. Instead, I'm sprinkling it around the base of each plant. That way I won't use as much, and the plants that actually need it right now, not the open space that's not being used, it just makes more sense to me. So that's what I'm doing. All right, off to zone 2. Okay, well, that's that. Now, unfortunately, the cucumber did not make it. So I am thinking actually about getting some sugar snap pea starts if I can find them, because I really love eating sugar snap peas. And I only have one trellis, so maybe that's what I'll do instead of a cucumber. All right, so that's kind of where we are. The individual plants now have the nitrogen. I'm going to water it real good. Oh, what a relief. It just feels so good to know that I've learned what my garden needs. I have the tools to do that, and I'm actually applying it. Man, I tell you what, that just feels good. It feels so good. And I'll admit, I'm a little proud of myself because it's a pretty big deal. Knowing is one thing, applying is another. So I'm really, really proud of myself. All right, before this wind knocks this camera over, thank you again for joining me here on Plans to Prosper. Until we meet again, may you be slathered in shalom. Bye-bye.